Well, we took a trip over to the coast this weekend and we went to a place called Wilder Ranch. It's right on the coast. It's got a beautiful walk out to the sea, and there's a beach here that is it's a private area that people are not allowed to go to because it's a wildlife preserve for the snowy plover. It's a bird that runs down here, and I guess it's a breeding ground. But anyway, back at the ranch, there was this beautiful tree. It was a red cedar tree. I want to talk a little bit about red cedar trees. This is the normal shape of a red cedar tree, and they can get big. They can get very big. But typically they're a single leader tree that grows quite tall. As you can see, they can be a majestic, beautiful tree, almost like a big redwood. Well, this tree was so unique, I wanted to talk about it. There was a little hole that opened up into it, and my first thought was this was a grove of trees. But after looking at it for a while, I think this is something a bit different. It's a very, very old tree that I believe fell down a long time ago, and the branches have grown upright because it wasn't very tall. It was very thick and very wide, but it was magnificent, just magnificent. And if you get a chance to go up to Wilder Ranch, it's a state park, you've got to visit this grove of trees. These pictures just don't do it justice. Kids have been climbing in here for years. Everything is really smooth. It's really beautiful. So my wife and I were just taking the day off and enjoying our trip around this ranch. It's an old estate ranch. It was established in the early 1800s, so there's no guessing how old this tree is. But it was rather significant for a fallen down tree, but I couldn't really see a root ball. So it was like I said, it was very unusual, but it was just a magnificent specimen. There's a lot of cool stuff on this old property. This is a grove of aloe plants, and I'm assuming that kids have gotten in here and hollowed it out. And if you get inside this, you can stand there. The hummingbirds, you have to be real quiet. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but they were just zipping all around my head. It's a really, really cool place to visit. There was some other kind of bird that was going in there that was also going in and feeding off of the nectar. There goes a hummingbird. And there was some other little bird. I don't even know what it was, but you can see him there. He's just kind of flitting around and going up and drinking from the nectar. That's not a hummingbird. It was quite magical. I thoroughly enjoyed myself in this property. Well, there's more to the property than the trees, but there was yet another tree on the property that I found that was quite significant. I had to talk to the docent to find out what it was, and he identified it as a dogwood. I've never seen a dogwood like this. So the property dates back to the early 1800s, and there was an old adobe in about 1850. The next owner built a big Victorian, and they've got a lot of the farm implements and tractors and all kinds of apparatus from the early ranching days, including this old John Deere tractor, which I like this kind of stuff. But the highlight for me was heading over to the metal shop. They had a blacksmith shop here, and one of the docents there asked me if I was interested in seeing the line shaft in the adjacent room. And of course I wanted to see what that was all about. And what they've got here is a line shaft that is operated by a Pelton wheel. And this guy was quite helpful. He was explaining everything. And we were there by ourselves, and he says, "Would you like to see me turn it on?" Of course, I want to see this thing running. So this whole metal shop, here he turning it on there. The whole metal shop, this is indicative of what things were like back before there was electricity. Things were powered up by either steam or, in this case, water power. And there was this old water-powered sawmill out in the back there that seen better days. Looks like that's a setup for cross-cutting, but I imagine they use it for ripping lumber as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little trip to Wilder Ranch. But some of the trees and some of the old world plants on this property are well worth seeing. Once again, it's located between Santa Cruz and Davenport, right on Highway 1. Well worth seeing. Thanks for watching.